Alright guys, so let's jump right into the injury report. The big names that are out obviously are Ryan Tannehill, Jelani Jenkins, Byron Maxwell, and they will not play. Other than that, Mario Williams actually was listed as a full participant, so was Ramon Bushrod. So if you're wondering about them, they are playing and they are healthy, which is a good thing. Byron Maxwell, Jelani Jenkins, Ryan Tannehill obviously are the big names that aren't playing. Now, as for the Bills, basically every player, there's not really a big name player that I'm looking at right now that you guys need to know about. That isn't not good. So they're basically all playing. Basically, there's no one big Bills player. Is what I'm trying to say. That's not a big name that isn't playing. That I could that I can see on this on the injury report here. All right, so let's go to the Buffalo Bills stats. So let's jump right in there. Sorry, I apologize. They're ninth in points with 25 points a game. They are yards, they are 19th with 346 a game. Pass yards, they are second to last, 31st with 182 a game. Rush yards, they are first with 163. So, yeah, that tells you a lot about their offense right there. Us, we are 22 points a game, we are 17th. 325 yards a game, we are 26th. Pass yards, we have 218, 27th. And rush yards, we are 16th with 106. So, excuse me. I think we should start with the defense before we get into the offense, because the offense is the most fun to talk about. So let's get into the defense. Now, the defense has struggled all year, as we know, of defending what? Well, actually, two things: the run and the guarding tight ends have been a very big problem. I think we've given up the most touchdowns to tight ends in the league. So if I'm wrong about that, I apologize, but we're definitely high up there. So now that, like I just read to you guys, they average 163 yards on the ground a game, which is extremely consistent, especially this late in the season. That's pretty dang impressive. So obviously last time we played them, they were I think top 3 in rush yards. Shady McCoy did not have a good game. I think he was injured that game, or he wasn't very healthy that game. But they have a really good backup. Let me move this mic as far as I can. So this coughing is a bother. They have a really good backup in Mike Gillislee, who was a former Miami Dolphin, played for the Florida Gators. So we did, obviously last time we played them, we did a really good job of stopping the run. And for them, what sets up the pass is the run. They have struggled passing the football all year. But what Rex does, obviously, if you've been watching Rex Ryan for a long time, he loves running the ball. So this particular offense, they use obviously the option, speed option, triple option, any kind of option, you name it. They use Tyrod Taylor in the run game. They really are really good at running the ball, whether that be obviously Tyrod Taylor, whether that be Shady McCoy, whether that be Mike Gillislee. So they're very good at that, and they're very good, at implementing any way they can, very creative ways, and is basically what I'm saying, of running the football. So like I just said, they use the run to set up the pass. So if we can stop the run, then I have a very good. Obviously, that's obvious. If we can stop the run in any game, that's awesome, making them one-dimensional. And I hate when people point the obvious stuff out, but that's true. To get a little bit more technical about it, I do like our speed on defense. Obviously, Kiko Alonso is not very good in terms of downhill between the tackles, getting off a tackle. He can outrun a pulling guard or something like that and get into the A gap or any kind of gap and stop the running back for a loss. He did that against the Jets. But the reason I like the matchup is they love to run sideline to sideline instead of downhill. They love to do that. So I like our matchup in terms of speed on that one. Now our D-line, in terms of the guy, whoever's playing next to Sue, whether that be, and too bad Earl Mitchell can't play all 3 downs because our defense would be literally ridiculous if he could. But in his place is Jordan Phillips. Excuse me, guys. In his place is Jordan Phillips, and he's been very inconsistent all year. But I do like our matchup. In terms of our running game against them, we showed it. I know Shady wasn't completely healthy, but we did a very good job of keeping the edges safe for our defense, setting the edge, basically. That's what I mean there. And this goes back to the whole year. If you're watching this video, you've watched probably every Dolphins game, and we love to get our defensive unit on the field first, which is a great idea. I've always loved that, especially in a road environment, a hostile environment. That's a perfect idea to set the tone early, and not let your offense go out there and get a 3 and out, and then the crowd's behind you. It's way easier for your offense to mess up than your defense is. for your defense to mess up, in my opinion. So and you know, one of the biggest things is we have not been able to set the tone early, and especially on the road against a very competitive Buffalo Bills team. We have to set the tone early on defense. We cannot let them go down and score a touchdown and get the Bills crap the Bills behind them. Get that place loud. It's already a tough place to play up there, so you want to keep the crowd down. You want to get the the momentum to shift towards you early, which would be huge for this team to get off to a good start on defense. And I would let at that if we could do that, even if we gave up a field goal to Dan Carpenter or something like that, I still feel like we win that. I feel like if we set the tone early, we have a very good chance of winning this game. So yeah. That's going to be huge, and obviously we've struggled at stopping offenses on their first drive all year. I think the best first series we had on defense was against the Cardinals when Michael got that interception. So that was the interception, and then we scored right after that. So that was like the best sequence of events. This team has always started slow the whole year. So if we can set the tone early on our defense, I love, I think we have a very good chance of winning the game. And like I said, I like our matchup against the run game. They run a lot of pistol, they run a lot of option. Now, option, I don't know if I mentioned this before, I'm probably just repeating myself at this point, but it's true. We have struggled guarding the option, whether it be speed option, triple option, any kind of option. You just zone read or something crazy like that. We've struggled all year against that. You saw it against the Cardinals with that, faking handoffs to crap and David Johnson and taking it for 20, 30 yards. We've struggled guarding it the whole year, and obviously they use Tyrod Taylor in that running game in very creative ways. So that's going to be very telling of this defense to stay disciplined and stay where you're supposed to be, at. Just do your job, basically. If we could say, gap discipline, everything that you can think of, then I think we'll be pretty good. Now, in terms of the Bills' passing attack, like I said, the run, it depends all on that run, and it's not just LaShawn McCoy taking the handoff. It's Tyrod Taylor picking up yards with his legs. It's they use the run. They run the ball is basically what I could say. But if you shut down the run, you really hurt that Bills offense because they are very bad at passing the football. They're second to last. Now, obviously, they haven't had Sammy Watkins the whole season, but that really tells you a lot about their depth at receiver. And so yeah. Now, obviously, we have struggled guarding tight ends the whole year. If we let them run on us, that's going to be a problem the whole crapping game. The whole game, that's going to be a problem guarding Charles Clay. It's going to be a huge problem. We cannot let them run the ball and get play actions, bootlegs, take shots downfield. Can't let them do it. Absolutely cannot let them do that. And then we're playing into their hands. But I do like our matchup against the passing attack. Missing Byron Maxwell is not that big of a deal, in my opinion, because Xavier Howard, we saw how an amazing performance from a rookie cornerback who has barely played all year, going against one of the strongest, probably the strongest receiver in the game, one of the very sneaky speed, great route runner to do 6 foot plus. So for him to have that kind of game against Barry Marshall is amazing. So I like Xavier Howard a lot. I'm almost like him more than I do Byron Maxwell. Byron Maxwell gets a ton of turnovers, but Xavier Howard is probably our best corner. So yeah, and I love our defensive line matchup. Sue's been playing great all year. Cameron Wake is the comeback player of the year, for God's sakes. So I love our D lines matchup. Jordan Phillips obviously actually had a really good game. I think he had a pretty good game against the Bills last time we played him. Earl Mitchell, we didn't have Earl Mitchell last time we played them. Earl Mitchell, I wish he could play all 3 downs. It sucks that he can't. So yeah, I love our matchups with linebackers and safeties this game. If we could just stop the run, we did a really good job of that last game. Like I said, they don't run a lot of power play. They run power plays, it's Rick's Ryan offense, but they love to run sideline to sideline, and they and they love to get excuse me. They love to get Tyrod Taylor involved in the run game as much as they can. They don't like him just take a shotgun snap, make his reads, throw the football. So yeah, but like I said, it all depends if we can stop. If we can stop that run game, it's gonna be a very fun day for us as a football team. So if we can set the tone early, hopefully we win the coin toss, make them silence the crowd early, set the tone early, get the momentum at the beginning of the game. And I'm not saying get off to this crazy good start. Just make them, if they pick up a couple first downs, fine. But don't let, if you let up a field goal, fine. But set the tone early. Don't let up a touchdown. And I think we'll be in very, very good shape. Now, again, hopefully I can get through this video without coughing the whole crap in time. I feel sorry about me even making a video, but you know what I mean. I apologize again. So let's get to the offense side of the football. Now, this is the most fun thing to talk about, obviously. Dude, how do you not like what Matt Moore did on Saturday? So, one of the big things that I talked about in reviewing last game against the New York Jets, I was astonished of how good Matt Moore was at in terms of commanding line of scrimmage, getting everybody in the right places, telling everybody who's coming, who's not, and that tells you, obviously, first of all, Matt hasn't started in almost going on 5 years now, or even more than that. I'm not sure right now, but he did an amazing job of commanding line of scrimmage, making sure everybody was in where they're supposed to be, making sure everybody knows who's coming. Like I just said that, I just repeated myself. But the Jets, very similar thing to what the Bills like to do. They love to blitz. Rex Ryan is notorious for his exotic blitzes. So I love that we saw that from Matt Moore. That makes me even more confident going against Rex Ryan's crazy blitzes. So let's start with the passing game. The passing games have been pretty impressive when it's on, and when it's not, it's been very depressing, I guess you could say. But I love our matchup. Matt Moore has an arm on him. He throws a deep ball like nobody else's business. He's a beautiful deep ball thrower. The only thing, like I said, about Matt Moore, he tries to make a play when there's nothing there. I don't really think he gets outsmarted a lot. He's not a stupid. He doesn't, he knows what a cover. He knows how to beat cover. He knows things like that. He's not stupid. And he has the arm talent to make insane throws, which is good for us. Obviously, Juice is playing out of his mind right now. I'm not even going to get in to the Pro Bowl rosters right now. That's a frustrating topic all on its own. But Jarvis deserves all-pro consideration. He's the best slot receiver in the league. It's not even crapping close. So I love our matchup there. I love our matchup with DP Kinney, who've had pretty good years. Devontae Parker a little disappointing. I think it took him some time to get rid of some injuries. He wasn't 100% healthy. Obviously, to adapting to a new offense was a big deal for him. And Kinney is if we don't retain Kitty after this year, that's a huge problem. I love Kitty's matchup against the Bills, because if he ever gets one-on-one, that's a touchdown. So, like I said, Matt Moore has all the arm talent in the world. It's just sometimes he just tries to make a play when it's not there. He throws in double coverage, tries to throw, fit it in there when nothing's there. I don't think he's bad at reading the field at all. I think he's actually very good at it. So let's get into the run game. Let's get into the run game. We did talk. I was going to get into pass protection, but I think we already covered that. But let's get into the run game. JHI has struggled for a very long time. Not for a very long time. I think struggled is a hard word to use, and for a very long time is probably an absurd thing to use. But he hasn't quite had a monster game since his back-to-back 200-yard performance. He quite hasn't met that 120-yard game. I don't think he's had a 100-yard game since that 200-yard performance. Now, a lot of that has to do with Mike Pouncey being out and the O-line not being healthy. I know, Laramie has obviously started on the O-line, but he's been banged up for. I think he's definitely feeling way better than he did against the Ravens, is basically what I'm saying. So it's not all Jay's fault. Jay's had an amazing year. He should be on that Pro Bowl list. He shouldn't go in as an alternate. He should be a first selection. Trust me, if coaches were doing it, I think they would select him. So it's going to be hard to get in. You know what? I pray to God, because they love to stack the box, especially against us, to stop the run. I hope they do that against Matt Moore. Let Matt Moore throw it all over the park on you guys. I hope he does that. So hopefully, what would be awesome is if the pass sets up the run this game. That would be amazing. But I think we're definitely going to try to establish the run. And that's on Jay. Jay, we always run really good against 3-4 defenses. So I like our matchup against obviously Rex runs 3-4. So yeah, I think Jay's in for a pretty substantially big game. Obviously, definitely have to have a run game on the road at Buffalo. That's huge. It's huge. So I think Jay's gonna get back to being Jay. But like I said, I hope they bring that safety down, because Matt Moore will throw it all over the park all day on you if you do that. He throws such a beautiful deep ball. It's so fun to watch. But Matt Moore obviously has trouble with fumbles and all this other stuff. But like I said, I love our matchup, because I love the way Matt Moore showed. It's like, hey guys, I know I haven't been doing this a long time, but I still remember how to do this, basically. I mean, the man, pretty impressive what he did in terms of getting everybody ready in pass protection last week. So I apologize if this video was a little annoying, because I'm coughing constantly. I apologize. I'm not feeling good. This is obviously a big game. This would be a big game for Adam Gase in his career. It'd be a heck of a way to start off a coaching career, with sweeping the Jets and the Bills. That would be pretty amazing. To clinch playoff berth in 1 week would mean so much to the Dolphins. I mean, it means so much to have a winning season, but it would mean even more to clinch a playoff berth up in Buffalo. That would be huge. I will run outside naked with my dong swinging from knee to crap and kneecap if we crap and win this game. That would be amazing. That would make my day. Make my whole year, for God's sakes. Obviously, not make my day. It would make my whole year. This is a huge game for Adam Gase. I have all the doubt. I almost said all the doubt. I have all the faith in the world in him, especially with the game on the line, to come up with a very, very good game plan against the Rex Ryan defense. Same thing with Vance Joseph. Like I said, I think if the defense can set the tone early, if we could guard the stupid option plays that we have struggled guarding all year. And like I said, I'm not really worried about the tight end, because the run really does set up the pass for the Buffalo Bills. So I can't wait for this game. This is a huge game. This is the biggest game in Dolphins. For the Dolphins have played